Hello! For those who have followed the channel, and I want to thank you for those who've stayed with us during this journey, you will know that I am a big fan of the Acura Integra. I was made a fan after driving one and having the time of my life in one for many years. When I first bought my 1998 Acura Integra GSR, I had no idea what I had stumbled upon. I only knew that it looked phenomenal and I wanted it. I put many miles on it since then. And like many of you, I was sad to hear that Acura would discontinue the Integra product. The RSX came out, but for me it just wasn't the same. I probably should have purchased one way back then, but I decided to keep driving my own Integra because I loved it. I loved it. Many years would go by and I would Google from time to time to see if Acura was going to release the Integra once again. It's probably about 10 years or so ago, and I didn't see anything hopeful at the time. Then I started to hear rumors just recently, within the last several years, that a new Integra would be coming out, and this perked up my ears. Then we started to get real legitimate information that Acura was very likely going to be releasing a new Integra. Then I saw the drone show, and it really made me pay attention. Ever since then, I've followed the evolution of the Integra, and when Mr. Ikeda revealed the Integra to the world in its prototype form, I was right there with my bucket of popcorn and made the night an event. I was surprised at the design. I think we all were expecting a throwback design to the Integra, but what we actually got was an evolved version of the Integra, so it took a little time to understand what Acura had up its sleeves. It turns out the new prototype was what Acura considered the Integra, should it never have left the lineup in the first place. I started to study the design, and after a few days I started to see part of the vision that Acura was revealing to the world, a little bit at a time. To me, they needed a car to please the masses, and if that was successful, maybe we'd get a two-door Integra someday. It was torture over the next little while waiting, and I want to thank every news outlet, every rumor mill, and anyone who's ever talking about the Integra to help satisfy the need for more information. I was so grateful for all the coverage Integra was getting, but there was a lot of negative vibes out there as well. When I purchased one of the very first 2023 Acura Integras, I really fell in love with this car, and I really wanted the world to know how good this was. Knowing how the GSR drove, I compared it to that car, and I started putting this car to the test to see just how good it was. If you watch my other videos, you'll know that I've driven thousands of miles in this beauty in many different scenarios and in all sorts of weather. There were several snowstorms that would have all the plows out in full force, and taking my 2023 Acura Integra out just did its own plowing through the snow, and it was nearly effortless. Never once did I feel unsafe in the handling of this amazing car, and it solidified my admiration for what Acura was doing. I took the Integra climbing snowy hills, crazy dirt roads covered in slush and sludge, as well as taking the Integra up to several ski resorts. I even put a fishing rod in the back, with one of the smaller seats down. My skis, equipment, boots, and fishing rod all fit. In fact, I had a lot of extra room. The Integra, to me, was everything it ever was in the past. Surely Acura's vision was greater than mine, but I like to think of the 2023 Acura Integra as the modern-day GSR. Knowing just how good the 2023 Integra was, I also knew that it wasn't a race car per se. It did have plenty of power and was plenty fast for most folks, but there were a lot of folks out there who I knew wanted more power. I also knew Acura was not finished with the evolution of the Integra, and I just had a feeling there was more. More rumors swirled, and there was speak of an all-wheel drive Integra, which sounded exciting, as well as a two-door and all sorts of stuff. There were even some fake Integra spy shots that were making their rounds. I didn't know what form it would take exactly, but it all felt like a Type S Integra was coming. To my surprise, it would be only 1 year later that a Type S would start reaching dealerships, which was much faster than I had ever hoped or imagined. Truly, Acura had a vision in mind. I was definitely all in, and we traveled to several locations far away from home to catch a glimpse of the new Type S. The Grand Prix in Long Beach was pure joy and a revelation for me. I was lucky enough to be one of the very first to see the new Acura Integra. We actually saw it the night before the official reveal when we were walking around Long Beach restaurants, and I couldn't believe Acura didn't have it covered or well hidden, and it was just sitting there, just waiting for the world to behold its beauty. The next day I was blown away by just how good it looked and even sounded. And now it has finally arrived. I don't know if you understand what this means to me, but the Integra name has grown to be more than just a car. It is a culmination of some of the best memories I've had in this car, and a lot of first experience because of it. You knew it was a sports car when in the year 2000 you were paying $125 in car insurance alone. This was half the payment of the car itself. But for me, this is how much I love this car. It was, in a way, a fulfillment of a dream of owning a sports car, but wasn't too over the top and was fairly affordable for me at the time. I'm sure some people thought I was crazy for owning a car like this, but for me, it was exciting and really was a dream. Even back then, with how much I loved it, I didn't realize how great it would actually end up being. I put over 200,000 miles on it now. If the 2023 Integra is now the modern-day GSR, the 2024 Acura Integra Type S is part of the evolution to the Integra Type R. If you had a chance to see some of Pikes Peak's cars, you'll know that Lonnie Unser drove the Integra Type S up the mountain as number 92, which was symbolic in many ways to the evolution of Integra. Now that the 2024 Acura Integra has arrived, there are many upgrades that will delight any sports car enthusiast. The design is just a home run and it's quite a unique design, especially in the Tiger Eye Pearl. The love that Integra has poured into the Integra is apparent. At the Long Beach Grand Prix, the Integra was nose-to-nose with the NSX, which I don't think is by accident. Many of the knowledge and racing experiences NSX exudes have melded into the Integra Type S. Feeling its racing DNA as you drive it is unmistakable. Although I've only put 250 miles on it so far, and still in the break-in period, the power is just there and easily unleashed. I actually think in the Tiger Eye Pearl, it unleashes more animal fury than any of the other Integras. My expectations were quite lofty for the Type S, although I didn't know exactly what Acura would provide to us. But especially when I saw the asking price, I began to really study what was being done. This was no simple upgrade for the 2023 Acura Integra. This was a completely new car in many ways. The 2024 Acura Integra Type S has much of the same interior, similar handling characteristics, but the power band that is wrapped around it is extra special. The sounds and the acoustics are incredible, and it will be my honor to share some of these experiences I have with Integra Type S with you. I hope you'll enjoy the next part of this journey of the Integra with me, and I hope you too will see the specialness of this car. But so far, it's beyond what I was expecting, and I want to thank Acura for bringing back an icon in the car landscape. The efforts of this masterful endeavor have been noticed by me, that is for sure. I know the Integra spirit because I've driven one for hundreds and thousands of miles through many different scenarios. The vision of Jonathan at Acura for bringing back this nameplate and showing others how great Integra could be in the modern era has been clear. Only a true Integra fan could convince an entire team that bringing it back was not only a good idea for the Integra legacy, but for the entire Acura brand. And they didn't just bring back the Integra nameplate, they brought it back with purpose and with intensity. It really has shown the world that the Integra legacy lives on and what it was truly about. These new Integras, the A-Spec 6-speed manual, the Acura dual clutch CVT as I call it, and now the Integra Type S are all realizations of true automotive genius. You really truly need to drive these cars to fully understand how special they are. Mr. Ikeda has also been instrumental in the positioning of this car, ensuring it would live up to lofty tenets of Acura's precision-crafted performance, and not only making it powerful, but extremely balanced and drivable. I must say, immense kudos to the entire Acura team for all of the individual contributors who made this a reality. It's finally here. All of this has filled me with such gratitude for this car and the individual passion for many who have brought this car back to us. I also have great gratitude to my Acura dealer, Jody Wilkinson Acura, who has included me as one of their family. It has been a joy to purchase from them and have been treated like a VIP. Professionally, I know they treat everyone with such great care, and I know what amazing service looks like, and they exemplify this. They've been a huge support to me as I've enjoyed the 2023 Acura Integra, including all those in the parts and service departments, just about every person at the dealership, Mr. Wilkinson, Rachel, Jamie, Matt, John, Josh, Paige, Juan, Dan, and Andrew. Tommy. Probably need to get permission to ask to include their names. Go purchase from them and support them. They are one dealer who truly exemplify an organization that is putting the customer first. By the way, I was not paid or sponsored to make this. I just love that dealership. They've earned the honor of selling the Acura cars, and they do it so well. They've been doing this since '86. Anyway, the evolution has been so rich, and for those who've had a chance to experience the new 2023 Integra will understand of its specialness, and for those who need more power, the 2024 Acura Integra will not leave most wanting for more. For this is one of the most balanced cars of all time, and it isn't just powerful, but moves nearly effortlessly on the road. The design truly has captured the tiger eye embedded within its paint. So my future videos are going to continue to be part of this Integra journey with some fun stuff intermixed. And I hope you'll be able to enjoy some of it as much as possible, short of driving the car itself. If you do have a chance to drive it, please do. You will be blown away with how well it performs. And I also hope this will help others new to the Acura brand learn what excellence in automotive design looks like, as well as how to superbly engineer and craft a street racer that is essentially in a class of one. Enjoy.